So we just caught John there.
Yeah.
And just come off stage. You're saying it's a bit too quick for you?
It was quick, 25 minutes. We usually, we have about an hour, 45 to 60 minutes, but it was cool. I mean, we had to do it. It was, we looked at the time frame, it's like 11 a.m. I've been here quite a few times, and I've been on the bigger stage with the headliner and all that, but this is pretty much a new project, so it's important for us to play in front of anybody and everybody. So we embraced it, and we were surprised at the outcome. People came out. I think we're getting on the map, thanks to people like you, because you help us out a lot. Big support, and the fans out there, obviously, that took the time to come stop by and say hello.
You mentioned it's a new project,
yeah.
And you're into...
I hate to say project, because that sounds like
but
past.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you're this conglomerate of rock and roll mavericks.
Yes, I like that.
You seem to get together, and depending on what collective is available at the time.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair, and I can understand why you come to that conclusion, but we're really trying to get the core of the players together. And the reason for that is when it started, the process, it was, the founders were in Australia.
Sure.
David Lowy and John Stevens kind of put the idea together. I was touring in Australia with Thin Lizzy, Motley Crue Kiss tour. And that's when I met the guys, and that sounds like fun. And so they were kind of selecting. They were kind of like, I hear now that's what they were looking for, a specific type of player and personnel, if you will, lineup. And they approached me and they said, would you be interested? We started writing, we started recording, and we have an opportunity to kind of open up for Aerosmith. When I heard that, so they sent the music, and I fell in love with it, to be honest, because I so identified with it. That's where I live, Couldn't ask for anything better. And so I changed my schedule around. I changed a couple of things. Next thing you know, we're in Sydney rehearsing, and it was such a cool vibe, very creative, very focused, which is a big difference.
You're all seasoned professionals, aren't you? So you're not there for the party.
Yeah.
Sydney, of course, there's a little bit of party going on.
A little bit of that. Well, I gotta say, I haven't had a drink or a drug or anything that's mind-altering in 27 years.
27 years? I was thinking 27 minutes.
And I'm really, really normal now, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But anyway, I don't need any help. But anyway, so yeah, there's always a party. When you're doing music and being creative, that is a party in itself, to be honest.
Yeah. So,
and then it's surrounded by cats like John Corabi, Richard Fortes, Dizzy Reed, and we have Tommy Clufetos, David Lowy, great management, a great team, marketing and social media. Everybody, everybody's like punching, man, and working, and like I said, focus.
So you brought John on recently, to record the latest album.
Yes.
And so what happened to other John?
John, without getting into any details, had some issues.
Still tied up to legals, is it?
He had some issues, some personal issues, and we had already made a plan for this year. We had booked a trip to Cuba, which is another book in itself, great experience. We're documenting everything. There's a little documentary coming up here soon. And then we had the studio booked, and then we had this opportunity to tour with Kiss. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff ahead of us, and John couldn't leave the country for whatever the reason. So it was like we took a few steps back and decided to move forward, keep moving forward. And John Stevens is an amazing singer. He's an amazing guy. I'm hoping for the best for him so he can get his life together. He deserves the best in life, and he'll come out there soon. So.
But he was still involved, I presume, in writing some of the songs that ended up on the album.
Yes, because the process had started a year before, and we're constantly moving, man. We're constantly writing and being creative, and we're documenting everything. So it's a good process. A great band, great bunch of guys.
It's a lot of fun. So tell us about the new Slab.
The new Slab. Revolution. But it's revolution in English.
It's got an accent on it.
Yeah,
also.
Revolution with the accent.
Yeah.
Spanish. And they came out, the seed was planted, the notion was planted in Cuba. When you go to Cuba, if you haven't been, you see Revolución, Viva la Revolución, revolution. It's all about the people and la 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 la. And Fidel Castro believes in that, going against the grain and sitting behind what his own beliefs, you know. And so, if you put it together, what we're doing a bit of we're doing against the grain, against the status quo. We're kind of going uphill. We're doing it the hard way. We're earning it, and we're busting our butts.
Doing 25 minutes at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you. Great example. Yeah. But when you believe in something, you have to stand behind it 150%. So management and the marketing team we're trying to find a bit of a direction, if you will. And because we recorded part of the album in Cuba, it made a lot of sense. Revolución, this is what we're doing. You know, it's cool, man. It's just fat. And then the single, Mexico. So we're kind of embracing Latin America and everything it stands for. You know, being Mexican American, I lived in Tijuana. I grew up in Tijuana. Yeah. So for me, it's very cool, man.
Very comfortable with you.
Yeah, very, very, very comfortable. Yeah.
And so you're out on tour with Kiss at the moment?
Yeah.
And hence you got download slot, I presume, because they're headlining tonight?
Yes, yeah.
So that's an experience as well?
It's an experience. Again, I've been on the Kiss tour. This will be like number 4, I think. First time with Ted Nugent.
The 4th farewell Kiss tour.
Yeah. No, those guys, man. They keep going, and deservingly so. I gotta say, they are the ultimate rock and roll band, rock and roll show, period. They're so together, and they always deliver, man. And I get a chance to kind of go see them from the board every so often, and it's very impressive. The catalog, the songs, who they are, man. They're celebrating 40 years, bro. Come on. So my hat's off to Gene and Paul and Tommy and Eric, because they're pulling it. They're flying the flag.
When do the Dead Daisies lunchboxes come out? And
I know.
The dolls and...
Well, if it keeps growing, you kind of need to do the merch thing, right?
I mean, the branding is great, isn't it? With the Daisy skull. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good logo. People dig it. But I don't know that we're going to go in that direction. We're trying to be honest, and we've had a lot of conversations about that. We're trying to find things out of the box. Trying to do something different. That's part of what we're saying, the revolution. And it takes a little bit of thinking to find out where we can go. The Cuba trip was part of that process, because nobody had been there on the radar anyway. And so we wanted to go there and get the press. And then we walked away from Cuba, and a lot of people in this group will say the same thing. We walked away, we took so much more than what we brought in, to be honest. I was so inspired. The people, who they are, you know, their movement, what they believe in. It's pure, man. It's very cool, man. It's not diluted. It's very
warm
clear.
As well.
It's very warm. well, it is. It's tropical. But it's a cool thing, man. So.
Okay, we've been talking to the Double M.
Yes,
Marco Mendoza of Dead Daisies.
With peanuts sometimes.
We're having a revolution.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Good stuff.
We'll see you soon.